Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to a very special edition morning Drew Yari show. Just taking a swig of my coffee. Man. I chose them. You're all wondering why I chose the morning. This week I hadn't had the opportunity to do a show. I haven't been able to get anyone on. And I genuinely don't like doing, solo shows. Unless I have to, and depending on the news week. Devin will not have any internet until possibly Tuesday, according to him. So, couldn't get him, couldn't really get anyone else on. So, I decided to pull an audible and just do a special morning show for you guys. Since today's my day off, lucky me. And also later in the day, I'm going to go see The Nun with the girlfriend or sister, so we can get into that. Supposedly that movie is not getting very good reviews. Which, I try to sway away from, the critics, quote unquote, like Rotten Tomatoes, who apparently think they're the end-all be-all when it comes to movie rating. So I try to stay away from that, but that kind of like puts a damper on things, not necessarily sways my opinion, but it kind of puts in the back of your head thinking, oh crap, is this movie really going to be good? But then again, even movies that do get good ratings, they don't end up being that good. Because they gave The Following a good movie, and The Following was complete garbage. It was boring as hell. Snooze fest. I can pull up reviews from ScreenGeek.net. It has a 34% Rotten Tomatoes. Man, almost as worse as the first Annabelle. The critic consensus reads, The Nun boasts strong performances, spooky atmospherics, and a couple decent set pieces, but its sins include inconsistent logic and narrative slackness. That's the only bad one. The good one is from Time Out. Hardcore genre fans will appreciate visual shadows to shriekers like The Exorcist 3 and The City of the Living Dead, while Conjuring devotees will enjoy the aha moment of a concluding callback that brings the saga back full circle. Empire, the new to the franchise's director Corin Hardy, who continues the British retro horror feel of his Irish debut feature, The Hollow. I've never seen that, but it was good. And a mix of tried and tested jump scares and slow build creepouts. Bad. From USA Today. Most of the film is a disappointingly dull and arduous journey until then, a mix of slow burn religious mystery and old school adventure that I can't say the fucking word. Egregiously fails to utilize its greatest hit. Bonnie Aaron's terrifyingly freaky villainess of the cloth. So apparently these guys did not like the movie very well. You see, I noticed the ones that did like it were the hardcore horror fans. The ones that didn't like it were the ones that aren't horror fans. So, the way I see it, I'm a horror fan. I love horror movies. Anytime there's a horror movie and it seems interesting to me, I go out of my way to go see it. If you're not a horror fan, you're just going to think this is stupid. So, oh no, what I'm saying is just don't pay attention to the critics. If you like it, if you like what you like, go see it. Except in my case, when it was Fantastic Four that came out and everyone said it was going to be complete garbage, don't go spend $7 on it, hoping it'll be even better. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go see that. I'm very interested in seeing the movie Searching with John. I call him Harold from Harold and Kumar. His name is John Cho. He's been on an awful lot of. He's been in some other movies besides Harold and Kumar. I believe he was in the Star Trek movies where he played, what is it, Zulu? I don't recall him going, oh. That was a bad impression. That looks interesting. I'm a huge geek when it comes to like murder mystery or not. I don't know if there's murder in it. There might be. I heard it has an ending that kind of goes into a different direction, which I want to see that. I don't know. I might see that after The Nun because the theater we're going to, it has pretty cheap prices. So I don't know. We talked it over. I mean, the girlfriend and her sister might go see a different movie. Like, I think they want to see The Meg, and I'll go off and see Searching, which that works for me. And I looked at the times. By the time The Nun ends, there's going to be another showing for Searching at 6:40 something. So, we'll see about that. What else? What kind of movies do you guys want to see this weekend? Like, what's on the agenda this week? I'm live, by the way, so if you feel free to jump in and ask any questions or to just say what's up. What happened? I'm going to say I'm a lot. I can already tell. As far as this week goes, we lost a film legend. Burt Reynolds died at 82. Wow. This guy was a legend. I'm not gonna lie to myself or lie to you guys and say that was his biggest fan I ever saw of his movies. I saw a couple of his movies. I acknowledge that he was a film legend. He was in Smokey and the Bandit, Longest Yard. I have my laptop on and I don't even bother to pull up IMDb. Come on. And stupid thing decided to freeze. Come on. Oh yeah, Boogie Nights. I don't know why I forgot about that. Okay. He was in the Dukes of Hazzard reboot where he played Boss Hogg, which we're forgetting that ever happened. He was on an episode of King of Queens. Interesting. He was on an episode of X-Files. I'm just gonna drag this icon all the way back to his first friggin' movie. Okay. This guy's been out there for a while. He was on Gunsmoke, an episode of Twilight Zone, an episode of Perry Mason, a show called Hawk, which I never heard of that. Which explains why, because it was only for one season. Alright, Longest Yard, the first Longest Yard, and then he was in the reboot with Adam Sandler, which I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. Smokey and the Bandit, Semi-Tough, Hooper. Got Smokey and the Bandit 2. Dan August. I've never heard of that. The Cannonball Run. Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Smokey and the Bandit 3. Cannonball Run 2, The Man Who Loved Women. He was on an episode of Golden Girls where he played himself. All Dogs Go to Heaven. I remember that. B.L. Stryker. Out of This World. Cop and a Half. Beverly Hills 90210, he played himself. Evening Shade. This guy was on a lot of TV series that didn't last that long. Well, this lasted 4 years, apparently. Sybil played himself. Meet Wally Sparks. King of the Hill. Universal Soldier Part 2. The TV series? What? There's a TV series of Universal Soldier? That's odd. Without a Paddle. And the TV series Ed. Wow. Yeah, this guy has a body of work. His body of work speaks for himself. Yeah, what I remember him in was, Longest Yard, Without a Paddle. Didn't really watch, a lot of the stuff he was more known for. I've heard of it. I just never really got into it. 82 years old. Wow. I remember him on an episode of Fast and Loud. That was the last thing I saw him in. I know the main guys of the show, they were trying to, either, recreate the car that he used in Smokey and the Bandit. I know it had to do something with that, because I know they went up to him and wanted to get his blessing, or wanted him to be a part of it. So that was, the last thing I ever saw him in. There was this list that came out of roles he turned down. You guys want to hear it? He turned down the role of James Bond, which, I couldn't picture him as James Bond. James Bond is supposed to be kind of this suave, British dude, whereas, Burt Reynolds, he was kind of like the good old, Southern boy, man's man. So, it's, he wouldn't have been right for that. Han Solo, no. Michael Corleone, The Godfather, no. Rocky Balboa, the story is that Sylvester Stallone wrote that, and the studio didn't want him to, star in the lead because they didn't like the way he talked. And he pretty much told him, well, it's my script, so go fuck yourself. So they decided to budge and let him star in his movie. John McClane, Die Hard, maybe. I could picture him in that. That would have been pretty interesting. Also, Jack Nicholson's part in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I haven't seen that movie. And Richard Gere's part in Pretty Woman, maybe. So he turned down a lot of roles. I wonder why. I don't mean that condescendingly. I mean, I wonder why he turned those roles down. Maybe he just wasn't a guy who was big on franchises. He just wanted to act. He just wanted to go out there and have fun. Even if it meant, picking a movie that wasn't particularly good. But, Burt Reynolds struck me as a guy who just liked to have fun. Because, you see him in a movie Without a Paddle, which was a goofy movie, which I like. I like Without a Paddle. It's a funny movie. I think it's funny. It's kind of a goofy movie, and you see him in there. It's okay, he seemed like a type of dude that just liked to have fun. Regardless of who the cast was or what the script was, he just wanted to have fun. So, rest in peace to Mr. Burt Reynolds. You're up there with the greats. Speaking of rest in peace, yesterday, I'm not too big into rap, but yeah, this was rather sad. Mac Miller, the rapper, died at age 26. 26. Younger than me. That was a kid. I mean, when you're in your 20s, you're not a kid, but I don't know. It just that's what you get. Like it seemed like he was a kid. So he died of a apparent drug overdose. Trying to look if there's any more like updates. Apparently, the guy had a really long history of substance abuse. So, and I don't mean to cast aspersions on the dead. I'm just reading what I read. So it's very unfortunate. I never listened to really any of his songs. I maybe listened to one song. There's a song he did with Ariana Grande, which they dated for a while. And the talk is that, and the story going around is that she's inconsolable after his death, which, duh. He was a very big part of her life. And, even when the relationship didn't go that well, you still got love for the guy. Yeah, this is very unfortunate. I mean, he was very young. I know I'm going to sound hypocritical because I said this, I pretty much just, I didn't trash that rapper. I forget his fucking name. It had Triple X in it. Triple X Tension, whatever. That was different because I learned more about his past, and I knew the type of person he was. So I wasn't just going to sit there and say rest in peace when he was kind of a shitty dude before he died. He was young too. Mac Miller, the difference between him and that other rapper is that what he was doing was really hurting himself. As far as I know, he never hurt anyone else. Now, if it came out that, he was smacking Ariana Grande around and doing this, and that to her, then that would be different. But from what I heard, he was a decent dude. He was just doing really shitty stuff to himself. And, they always say, drug addiction is a choice. I don't know. I kind of beg to differ. Probably because I never done drugs. I mean, you can say weed is a drug, but come on, weed is not a drug. Weed is about as harmless as breathing. Which breathing the air that we breathe can be more deadly than weed. So I don't know. I can't picture Mac Miller saying, "Hey, I'm 26, dating Ariana Grande. I have a rap career. People love me. People love me, and I'm making millions. I'm just gonna fuck it up by doing drugs." So I can't think what he was thinking. I don't know why he decided to throw it all away. I don't know. Again, this isn't me trying to cast aspersions on a dead guy. I don't understand how people could have all that success and decide to, throw it all away on drugs. When you die of a drug overdose, I don't know. I can't find the right words to say this with not sounding insensitive, because when I hear about drug overdoses, it kind of makes me, it's kind of half and half. Like, I feel terrible, especially when he was that young, but at the same time, it's like, it kind of makes me feel less sorry for you, because you had all that success, and you decide to kind of throw it to the wayside. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on this, because I don't really need, I don't need people, trying to condemn me for saying, speaking ill of the dead, which is not my intention, but, I don't know, it's kind of a slippery slope. You kind of have to watch what you say, but at the same time, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to say what's on my mind, but at the same time, rest in power to Mac Miller. I just hope his family can get the answers that they needed from this. What else is going on in this? Let's talk about something that's a little bit more lighthearted. We're talking about death so much. Coughing too fucking much. You know what? I didn't get a chance to talk about this. All In. I was supposed to do an all-in show last week. I had everything planned. I was going to do it live. I was going to take calls. I was going to take questions. Yada, yada, yada. My internet decided to go out during the Kenny Omega and the Pentagon match. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I called Spectrum and they said, "Oh, well, there's an outage in your area." I'm like, "Yeah, of course there is." Right when I'm watching the match, I actually want to fucking watch. I mean, I know it's already been a week, but fuck it. We'll just I'll go over what happened. I probably won't do a match by match, review. Or I just might, whatever. I didn't watch the pre-show, so I can't really speak on that. I can just say that, SoCal Uncensored, whoever that is, freaking Kazarian, Scorpio Sky defeated the Briscoe brothers, so there you go. Flip Gordon won the over-the-budget Battle Royal to challenge Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Championship, so there you go. Apparently that was good. Apparently someone said that was the greatest Battle Royal of all time. Then again, these are guys that are being paid to blow the fucking Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes. But that's neither here nor there. The first match on the card was Matt Cross versus MJF. I literally had no idea who these guys were because I don't pay attention to indie wrestling all that much. I mean, I probably should, so I can know more about these guys. I mean, it was an okay match. Matt Cross, I've kind of vaguely heard about him. From what I heard, he's a guy that's been around for a while. So, how has that guy not been signed by anybody? If that's the case, how has that guy not been signed by anyone? That's just what I'm gonna say. Next match is Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell, aka the Green Arrow. This was not a very good match. So I don't know if it was on Christopher Daniels' part or Stephen Amell, because Stephen Amell, as far as I know, this is his second match. First match he had was at WWE SummerSlam in 2015 in a tag match. So this is actually his first singles match. And he's coming out representing the Bullet Club, and he's facing Christopher Daniels, who's been around the block for a while. This was not a very good match. It was very choppy, a lot of botches. The part that just kind of made me throw my hands up in the air and go, fuck it, was the table spot where Stephen Amell, I think he body slams Daniels on the side of the ring, and then Daniels kind of like conveniently places himself on the table. I'm just like, oh, come the fuck on. So yeah, I mean, the feeling was that Amell, should have won it because it could have been a feel-good moment. It's like, oh, his first match and he wins, yay! But I'm pretty sure a lot of the boys in the back would have been like, oh, you're gonna let some Hollywood actor win a match. So again, not a very good match. Very choppy, a lot of botches, a lot of missed spots. I need to watch the match again so I can have a better consensus. Fuck. It's early in the morning, guys. Shut up. Consensus of what other botches were on the match. Oh, no. All I remember about the match was there were a lot of botches. Amell, good dude. Has his own charity for cancer called Fuck Cancer. Which he doesn't need me to promote that. I love Arrow. I'm a big fan of Arrow, but I think he needs to stay away from wrestling. It's not that he's bad. I mean, for a celebrity, he's actually pretty good. He keeps himself in really good shape. He's very athletic. I think he does his own stunts, as far as I'm concerned, on Arrow. But in my personal opinion, maybe he needs to stay away from the wrestling business. If he wants to be a part of it, like maybe make appearances, do a spot, fine with me. If he wants to just be a part of a tag team, that's fine with me. But I don't know. He probably shouldn't wrestle, at least in a singles match. That's just my opinion. Next match on the card, four corner survival match. Tessa Blanchard, Chelsea Green, Madison Rayne, and Britt Baker. Tessa Blanchard is fucking, like, fit as hell. Like, she comes out and she has, like, muscles on her legs, muscles on her fucking, like, stomach. She genuinely looks like she can beat the shit out of all those girls in that ring. This was kind of a boring match. Like, it in my opinion, it seemed like the crowd was kind of dead. I'll just make a quick review of this. At the end of the match, Tessa Blanchard goes for a pin on Chelsea Green. And I believe it was Britt Baker that goes for the quote-unquote save, but the referee already counted 3. And I think even the announcers were like, okay, I guess she wins. So Tessa Blanchard is going to win. I mean, because she's the hottest woman in wrestling right now. You know, outside of WWE, of course. So she was bound to win. Chelsea Green, I don't know too much about her. I know she's in Zack Ryder. And I believe she's part of the Mae Young Classic. Madison Rayne, I've known about her for a while. You know, she's in the Mae Young Classic as well. Britt Baker, she's dating Adam Cole, but she's, you know, kind of doing her own thing. So yeah, there's that. Next match, NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Cody. We can't call him Rhodes, apparently. Defeated Nick Aldis, Magnus, a.k.a. Mickie James' husband, for the NWA World Championship. This match took a weird turn, like, in the second half of it. The first half was actually pretty good. It was actually a pretty good match. Overall, it was a pretty good match, but the second half of it took a weird turn. Oh, by the way, Cody comes out with his wife, Brandy, who's, like, pretty much naked, which didn't bother me. And then he comes out with his team, quote-unquote team, of Diamond Dallas Page, Glacier, and Tommy Dreamer. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh, he's in the Olympics. This is an Olympic match. Okay. Nick Aldis comes out with his team of Jeff Jarrett, why? Samuel Shaw, Sean Daivari, and Tim Storm. Oh yeah, and Cody came out with his dog, Pharaoh. Which, I like dogs, so that made me happy. Anyways, like I said, good match. The first half was interesting, and then there was a second half of the match where Cody took a fall, quote-unquote, outside of the ring. He was down on the floor for a while, so I wasn't sure if it was, like, legit or real, or legit or fake. That's when Diamond Dallas Page comes out to, from what I heard, to hand him his blade. And then Sean Daivari comes out, shoves DDP, gets in the ring. DDP gives him a diamond cutter, which, you know, for nostalgic purposes, it was fun. It was good to watch. But it made no fucking sense. So anyways, Cody gets up and is bleeding. His blonde hair is, you know, red. Basically to cement his status as Cody Christ. I don't hate Cody Rhodes. I like Cody Rhodes. I think he's a really good wrestler. I think he gets a lot more credit than he deserves, though. Because let's just be real. He's where he's at right now because he latched on to the Bullet Club, a.k.a. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, you know, and because of who his dad was. So I'm not being a hater. I don't need Cody coming at me on Twitter because it seems like he, you know, tries to find anyone on Twitter who bashes him just to kind of put him in their place. At least to his credit, he doesn't block anyone, like CM Punk. But so anyway, I like Cody, and if anyone hears this and tries to say I was hating on Cody, I liked you, Cody. I think you're one of my favorites. I liked you back in WWE. I actually like the Stardust gimmick. So, anywho, Cody wins, which was predictable. The finish I didn't really care for. I'm on the side of you should defeat somebody with their finishing move. Because Cody, he used his finishing move on Aldis. Aldis kicked out, and then he, like, I forgot how he did it. Like, he flipped him over, and then he, like, pinned the back of his legs down to the mat and won, which, I mean, they used to do that in the old school, but I don't know. I'm on the whole beat someone with your finishing move. So, yeah. Cody is the new NWA champion, which is pretty cool. And next match, Hangman Page versus Joey Janela, which I thought was a pretty good match. I don't know too much about Joey Janela. I've heard about him. Hangman Page, I don't know too much about him. So this is the first time I ever actually got to see both guys wrestle in a street fight. Which, again, you know, these two stole the show in my opinion. the show I saw so far. There was an interesting spot towards the end where Penelope Ford, who was with Joey Janela, she was like doing these like backflips, trying to avoid Hangman Page hitting her, and then Hangman Page finally hit her, which, gasp. You can't do that in WWE. You can't hit women, even though they can hit you. So I'm not a proponent for hitting women, by the way. I love women. So after the match, that sets up a goofy storyline with Hangman Page and Joey Ryan. For anyone that doesn't know about Joey Ryan, his gimmick is if you touch his penis, it will weaken you and it will defeat you. Yes, you heard me right. Because they were setting up a promo package with Hangman Page where apparently he's crazy and he's looking at some boot that can talk to him, which I don't know what the fuck that had to do with anything. That just shows how little I know about indie wrestling. And then apparently he killed Joey Ryan and killed his penis. So then, after the match, you see a video of Joey Ryan, a dead Joey Ryan, in a casket, and you see his penis come to life. That's when you see a bunch of druids dressed up like penises come out. And then you see Joey Ryan come out. To which, as soon as I saw that, I kind of turned it off, and my girlfriend was out there, and she asked me why'd you turn it off, so I said, it's best you don't know. She said, okay, now I want to know, since you turned it off. I'm like, oh. So I had to explain this to her, and she's kind of looking at me like, why do you watch this shit? Like, I'm just explaining it to you. I'm not saying it makes sense. That's just what it is. So, Joey Ryan comes out and basically does what he does with his penis. So, I don't hate Joey Ryan. I hate that stupid fucking gimmick. Here's one thing I noticed about indie wrestling fans. Not all of them, because some of them are actually pretty cool, but the ones that say it's better than WWE and try and say it's the greatest thing you ever watch, which I've stated before, I get turned off when I hear people say, you need to like this. It's the greatest thing ever in the world of history of ever. And then I watch and I'm just like, I guess because my standards are kind of, I'm kind of picky. Like, they want to say that when you see Roman Reigns give a TikTok, here comes the clock, ho, 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 like that's corny. But yet, they see Joey Ryan with his fucking dick gimmick and they think it's the funniest thing ever. So, I don't understand people nowadays. I never will. Anyways, let's move on and it doesn't help that you buried a guy like Hangman Page, who this could have been his audition to get into WWE. I'm pretty sure someone at WWE saw that and they went, yeah, this guy doesn't take himself seriously, fuck him. Which I don't blame him. Next match, Jay Lethal, who came out as Machismo, Black Machismo from TNA, which I thought was very interesting. Defeated Flip Gordon. Interesting match. It kind of seemed like the crowd was bored during a point of the match. I don't know. I wasn't in Chicago. That's the way it came off watching television, because during this match, it seemed like there was when they were doing all their spots, their flippies and their kickies and their doodahs, it just seemed like the crowd was kind of bored. I don't know, again, going back to what I just said, they complain about how WWE, tortures their crowd with having, 15 matches. There was 11 fucking matches on this card. Why did you need that many matches? This is basically a glorified indie show. So anyways, quick review. Jay Lethal wins. It was an okay match. I like Jay Lethal. I don't know too much about Flip Gordon. Apparently he's supposed to be, Colonel Guile from Street Fighter. I don't know what the fuck his gimmick is. The next match is the match that my internet got cut off. Kenny Omega versus Pentagon. I was looking forward to seeing this because, I'm a Kenny Omega fan. I'm not drinking from the Kool-Aid, but I'm enough of a fan to enjoy his work. Pentagon, I've never actually seen a match. I've heard so much about him. So I was interested to see how this match went, and my internet got cut out. So I can't really judge this match because I didn't fucking watch it. Kenny Omega won, and after the match, Jericho came out disguised as Pentagon and used a codebreaker twice to promote a rematch with Kenny Omega on his cruise. Which interesting fact about Jericho was that he came in, late for the show because he had a Fozzy appearance somewhere else. He came in, did the whole shtick, and then immediately left to go to another Fozzy appearance, which is interesting because Jericho stated he would never make any appearances outside of WWE in the United States. Like, WWE was okay with him like going to Japan or whatever and doing whatever there, but he said that out of respect to Mr. McMahon, he would not make any other United States wrestling appearances outside of WWE. So I guess he changed his mind because when I heard McMahon's not very happy about it. They were confused. They didn't know it was going to happen. Now they're pretty mad. So the talk is that Jericho he's considering, or not considering, he wouldn't mind working for Impact, which I think that'd be a shot in the arm for Impact. That would actually make me want to watch Impact. I don't have Pop TV, so but I don't know. Next match, Okada versus Marty Scurll. I didn't watch it. Okada won. Yeah, the rest of this is just going to be me saying who won, because I didn't fucking watch it. The Golden Elites versus Golden Elite and the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi defeated Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandito. I didn't see it, but Rey Mysterio wore a pretty sick-looking Wolverine getup, which that was pretty fucking awesome, like old school Wolverine from the comics. Mysterio, I saw some clips. He looks like he still has it. I mean, injuries and all. I mean, the guy has a laundry list of injuries, but he still fucking has it. And he already stated he's coming back to WWE, and the talk is that they're going to put him on SmackDown, which, good. I mean, imagine those matchups: Ray versus AJ, Ray versus Rusev, Ray versus Andrade Cien Almas, which I'm pretty sure that's the feud they're going to put him in, because it's like, he's Mexican and he's Mexican. Ray's whole thing is like, I got to put over Mexican talent, which he did that with Alberto Del Rio, which that didn't work out that well because Del Rio sucks. But Andrade Cien Almas, I'm pretty sure those two can have some pretty good matches together. Alright, from what I saw, it was kind of an okay pay-per-view. I mean, there's people saying, it's the best pay-per-view since WrestleMania 1. No. Just stop. No. Stop. Stop while you're good. It was an okay pay-per-view. The best match of the night from what I saw before my internet got cut out, Hangman Page versus Joey Janela. I thought that was a really good match. I'd never seen those two wrestle before. It was a good match until they had to fuck it up with the dicks. Literally. There more than likely is going to be an All-In 2. I don't know what this is. Like, there's talk of it making it into a brand. But all in all, this was just a glorified indie show. You had guys from different, brands, from different companies, ROH and JPW, so on and so forth. Cody winning the NWA title was a good moment, even though you knew it was going to happen. But it was good. It was a good moment. I'm a sucker for good moments. Will this make WWE kind of be put on their toes? No. I'll put it to you this way: even the worst NXT show was better than this. Like the NXT takeover from last year, where fucking Drew McIntyre main evented and won the NXT championship. This was better than this. So, I mean, is it better than the worst WWE pay-per-view? Maybe. But I don't know. SummerSlam this past year was actually better than this. That's for damn sure. So, again, I'm not being a hater. I'm not being a WWE fanboy. I'm not sucking on the teat of WWE. I'm just pointing out my opinion and facts that it was just an okay pay-per-view. I mean, it's not something I would watch again. I would watch that Paige and Joey Janela match again. I'd give it a shot. And Omega and Pentagon, I want to try and watch that so I can judge it better. And Okada and Skrull. For some reason, I always thought it was Skrull, but it's Skrull. And then the main event, the Elite versus Mysterio and the other two guys. So, yeah. So the talk is that Pentagon and Rafe and Phoenix are coming to WWE. So, are they being brought as a package? They're more than likely going to come to NXT. That's for damn sure. And I am fucking okay with that. As far as what I know from Pentagon, his whole gimmick is that he's Rey Mysterio, but he's more evil. He's kind of like Rey Mysterio mixed with Aleister Black. Which, if they bring him up to the main roster, they're going to change that because they can't have demonic possession on their product. So, that is my overall view on All In. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What else can we talk about? I'll make this a short show. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to bore you guys. Avengers 4 reshoots. John Slattery, who played Tony Stark's dad, many know him from Mad Men. He is reportedly back as Howard Stark, which that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to see a scene with Tony and Howard. Be a very emotional scene. Oh yeah, Captain Marvel. They released in Captain Marvel. They released photos of Captain Marvel in Entertainment Weekly. I thought it was going to be a trailer. Apparently, a trailer won't come out for another 2 weeks, so expect that to happen. A lot of people like the suit. I like the suit. It looks very comic, accurate, which we all look for that. Brie Larson looks like a fucking badass in it. I love Brie Larson. A lot of people don't like how the Skrulls look. The Skrulls, the Marty Skrulls. They compare it to Piccolo from Dragon Ball Evolution, which, no, come on. Marvel, DC, they're not always going to be fucking accurate to the comics, and that's okay. Because not everything from the comics is going to work well on screen. It's kind of like Civil War. Like, that would have been a huge fucking movie if you were able to add everybody in it. But that would have been a huge fucking budget. I'm not saying Marvel wouldn't have done it, but again, not everything is always going to work well on screen. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, it's Marvel. If it has Marvel attached to it, I'm gonna watch it. Even if it ends up being bad, I'm still gonna give it a chance. Except Inhumans, I'm not even gonna give that a chance. Everyone just needs to just shut the fuck up and watch the movie when it comes out. Like, stop complaining about how the Skrulls look. Just watch it. This movie's gonna be set in the 90s. Sam Jackson, before he loses his eye, is Nick Fury. He's a lot younger. Apparently, he's a lot more fun in this movie. He's a lot more funnier. He's less on the edge, like Nick Fury is in the future. So I'm not sure what happens. They bring back Ronan the Accuser and Jaimin Hunsu's character, both from Guardians. And judging by the picture, Jaimin is in the same. He's rolling in the same crew as Captain Marvel, and Dr. Marvel is, played by Jude Law, is with Ronan. So in this movie, I guess Ronan is a good guy at first, and then he becomes a bad guy. Because he is Kree, but then he becomes a bad guy in Guardians somehow. So and the bad guy is the bad guy from Rogue One. He's going to be a Skrull leader. So, and then they can finally explain where the fuck Captain Marvel has been this whole time. And why Nick Fury chose not to invite her to the first two Avengers. I wonder if Thanos was a big role in this. That's what I'm not saying plays a huge role. Like, maybe he's like he influences the movie somehow. Because Captain Marvel has to know who the fuck he is. Like, Carol has to know who the fuck he is in this movie. I don't know. Ugh. I have run out of things to talk about. Oh yeah, make sure, I'm not sure when the fuck it's coming out, I did an episode of ICE podcast, EIS, with Mr. Brad, filling in for Mr. Devin. Should be on YouTube anytime soon. And I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'm just going to say, expect to see me in more episodes of ICE. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything. So, that's all on the slate for today as far as like news goes. The NFL season has started. The first game of the season started on Thursday with Philly beating Atlanta. I don't really care for the other team. I hate Philly more. The Pats play this Sunday. I'm forgetting against who. Hold on. I say that enough. They play. Where the fuck is it? What the fuck? They play against the Jaguars. Wait, do they? That can't be right. It says the 16th. God damn it. Come on. They play against the Texans tomorrow, early in the morning, or not early in the morning, but at 12 p.m. Central Time. They play against the Texans. And the tagline is QB of quarterback of the now, quarterback of the future. Deshaun Watson. That guy is really good. I mean, before he got hurt last year, he was really fucking good. So I'm intrigued to see how that matchup turns out. And as far as the Cowboys, which I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the Cowboys because I want to see them do well, but they don't end up doing well. They play against the Panthers. Zeke versus the Panthers' tough run defense. Again, I want the Cowboys to do well. I want both, the Cowboys and the Pats to do well. The Pats end up doing, better most of the time. Cowboys, it's either hit or miss because Jerry Jones clearly needs to retire. He needs to give the reins to his son, Stephen Jones, who's been making the right decisions as far as, picking people. Apparently, Jerry Jones was salivating over seeing Johnny Manziel, but Stephen Jones stepped in and said, nope, we're getting Zach Martin. We're getting Ezekiel Elliott. We're getting Dak Prescott. So, there you go. Yeah, it sucks because there's not going to be any more Jason Witten. He's gone. He's a good dude. I loved him. And Dan Bailey, who's one of the greatest kickers, who's one of the best kickers in the league. So, I'm not sure how the season's going to turn out. Probably not going to be good. That's just my opinion. So, not sure I'm going to watch the game tomorrow because I'm going to be at work. But I have the NFL app, so go Pats. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it all I have on docket. Next show, I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. Or I'm not sure when my next show is going to be. That's what I meant. Maybe I can do something this Tuesday. But, anyways, just follow me on Twitter. Drew Yari Show at Twitter. I don't have Instagram anymore for the show. It was kind of pointless having it. Facebook, Drew Yari Show. Spreaker is our home base. Also catch me now on iHeartRadio, which I got some pretty good stats on that since being on it. Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, CastBox, Google Play, and iTunes. Make sure to hear me on that, and also, stay tuned for some more updates on the show, and as far as what I mentioned earlier about ice. I'm not going to say anything else. So, anyways, thank y'all to anyone who did take the time to listen to this show. I know it's super early. I know not everyone's up. But thank y'all, and I will be sure to edit and post a show up later on today. Laters.